the first thing I would recommend they do is just spend some time reflecting on their experience with the institution to this point, what it was that inspired them to get involved in the first place, how they have made the use of the opportunities and the membership and the opportunities that offers, and then start thinking about perhaps how they might support their membership. What are some of the things that they've done that they're particularly proud of in their career? What are some of the things that they think they can bring to the membership or to the institution as a chartered fellow? And thinking equally about who they know in their network that might be good references for them. I think that's a really important thing. And just by spending some time thinking about all that stuff, the process itself is fairly straightforward, but I think just thinking about your motivation for it, your interest in it, what you think you can bring to the table, and equally what you've been able to do since you became a member in the first place. One of the things I thought about in terms of my application was, who would be people that would be good advocates for the work I've done in my career, and that also would be held in good standing by the institution. And I think by doing so, I came across a few names of people who had been, either peers of mine or people who I had worked for and looked up to over the time that I'd been in financial services. And I approached them and spoke to them about being referees for me. And the really interesting thing about that was that they, not as part of the process necessarily, just out of their own, I guess, internal process, they asked me similar questions. What was it that was driving me to take the step and to move on this path? And it generated some really interesting conversation. And in the end, they were happy to support my application. And I think that went a long way. They were both, chartered fellows themselves, and I think that went a long way to supporting my own application for chartered fellowship. There were a few things that inspired me to become a chartered fellow. I think one of the things, and it's worth being really upfront about this, is that it's a prestigious award to hold, and I felt that it was something that, from the point of view of my career and my continuing professionalization and making sure that every year I feel like I'm more valuable, more well-credentialed than I was the previous year. That was definitely something that fed into it. And so when the opportunity came up, I thought about it and I felt that would be, a really nice place to get to. But equally, I considered it from the point of view of, what have I gained from being a member over the years? And I first became a member back in 2009 and then studied and passed my exams at the end of 2011. And, through the time that I've been involved, it's generated me a lot of knowledge and experience. It's helped me broaden my network, and there's been events and opportunities to be involved with, which I just wouldn't have had it not been for my membership. And so I thought, I want to continue that. And equally, on the other side of the coin, what can I bring to the table? What skills and capabilities do I have that I think would be useful? And, in the early part of my career in financial services, I probably didn't get off to the best start. I came in as a graduate into a bank, and at that period of time, I was probably in a place where I was adjusting kind of into professional life from student life, and maybe not doing it as quickly or as well as the organisation might have hoped. And I learned an awful lot of lessons from that. And I spent the next, 15 years of my life in the organisation sharing those lessons with other people, supporting new people coming into the bank as a mentor. And I felt that there's probably people within the institution who are in similar places and have similar opportunities. And I think that, combined with my day-to-day work as an executive coach, gives me a unique opportunity to be able to support and develop those coming into the institution and really help them have a smooth transition into their life within banking and within the institution.